The Virex Dominion had seen many things in the stars. Wars, empires rising and falling, strange creatures born from fire and ice. But they had never seen something like this. A ship appeared on their sensors. Small, crude, but fast. Too fast for its size. It didn't match any known designs. No empire they knew used that kind of engine or armor. Still, they approached with caution, as they always did. They sent a message. Peaceful, open, curious. We are the Virex Dominion. Identify yourself. No reply came. They tried again. And again. Finally, a voice responded. Rough. Tired. Human. This was the USS Colossus, an Earth vessel on a deep space mission. Its captain, Daniel Harper, had been flying blind for weeks. He was tired, angry, and not in the mood for surprises. You're trespassing, he said. Identify yourselves or turn back. The Virex thought this was odd. They were the ones being trespassed upon. But they tried once more to make contact. They sent a small fleet, 3 ships, unarmed, glowing with soft lights. They came in peace. What happened next would be replayed across the galaxy for years. One of the junior officers on the Colossus panicked. He saw movement, saw shapes, didn't like how close they were getting, and fired. Just like that. The first shot hit one of the Virex ships dead center. It exploded before anyone could react. Chaos followed. Harper shouted orders. Alarms blared. Crew members scrambled. Cease fire, he yelled. I didn't give the order. But it was too late. The other Virex ships turned, trying to retreat, but the Colossus opened up with everything it had. Beams of light tore through space. Missiles streaked forward. In less than a minute, all 3 alien ships were gone. Nothing left but dust. Silence filled the bridge. Then someone whispered, "Oh God, what did we do?" Harper stared at the screen. His face was calm, but inside he was boiling. He turned to the officer who fired first. "You just started a war," he said. Outside, the stars watched. Cold, uncaring, and somewhere far away, others began to notice. A signal had gone out. Short, sharp, desperate. First contact failed. The humans are dangerous. Do not engage. Too late. The Colossus drifted in the dark, smoke still rising from its weapons ports, and the galaxy had just met something it had never seen before, a human warship with nothing to lose. The signal spread fast, across the stars, through hidden channels and old relays. It was short, clear, and filled with fear. First contact failed. Humans are hostile. Do not engage. The Virex Dominion had been around for thousands of years. They had seen many species rise and fall, but never one like this. No warnings, no talks, no chance. Just fire. Other alien groups picked up the message. Some laughed at first, others checked the data. What they saw made them stop laughing. The footage showed 3 unarmed ships floating in space, then a flash, then nothing. A human warship had wiped out an entire diplomatic fleet in under a minute. Far away on the USS Colossus, things were not calm. Captain Daniel Harper sat in his chair, staring at the dark. He hadn't slept in hours. None of the crew had. They had sent messages to Earth. All came back empty. No reply. No signal. No life signs. Something was wrong. Keep trying, Harper said, voice low. We've tried every channel, said Carabel, his second in command. Nothing. He rubbed his face, tired, angry, scared. Get me the last log from home base, he said. A screen lit up. The last known message from Earth played. This is Command Central. We are under attack. Unknown forces. Repeat. We are under. Then static. That was the last word from Earth. Harper stood up slowly. His hands shook. Pull up all long-range scans, he said. The screen changed. Stars, dust, silence. And then, something else. Orbital wreckage, broken satellites, ships torn apart. Earth's system was dark. What happened? Someone whispered. Nobody answered. On the bridge, tension grew. Some wanted to turn back. Others wanted revenge. Nobody knew what to do. We keep moving, Harper said. Find out who did this, and make them pay. But even as he spoke, more signals were flying through. Space aliens talking, watching, warning each other. Do not trust the humans. They are dangerous. They strike without reason. The myth began to grow. Somewhere far away, eyes turned toward the Colossus, and they did not look kindly. The stars were quiet, but the silence was wrong. Captain Daniel Harper stood on the bridge of the USS Colossus, looking at the dark space ahead. Earth was gone. No signals, no survivors, just wreckage floating in the cold. He didn't speak for a long time. Cara Bell watched him. She had known him for years. He wasn't the kind of man who broke easily, but now he looked like he might. Sir, she said softly, we need orders. He turned to her slowly. His eyes were tired, but his voice was sharp. We don't have anyone left to give us orders, he said. We're it. The crew listened. Some nodded. Others looked scared. They were soldiers, not gods. They had lost everything they knew. Harper walked to the main screen. It showed what was left of Earth's orbit. Pieces of ships, dead satellites, nothing alive. Run full scans, he said. A young officer tapped at his console. His hands shook. I'm picking up energy traces, he said. Not ours, not human. Harper leaned forward. Whose then? The officer swallowed. Alien. Silence filled the room. It meant someone else had done this, someone with power, someone that strong. Kara stepped closer. You think it was the Virex? No, Harper said. They wouldn't hit this hard, and they'd talk first. She didn't answer. She knew he was right. More reports came in. The outer colonies were silent too. Mars base, Luna station, all gone dark. They weren't just looking at the death of Earth. They were looking at the death of humanity. Back on the alien networks, whispers spread like fire. The humans are awake. They know their world is dead. What will they do next? Some species began to move. Fleets formed. Defenses went up. Fear grew. No one knew who destroyed Earth, but everyone remembered what the Colossus did to the Virex. And now they were alone, angry, armed, and looking for answers. Harper finally spoke again. We find them, he said. Whoever did this, we find them, and we end them. The crew didn't cheer. They didn't argue. They just nodded, because they all felt it now. This wasn't just a mission anymore. This was revenge. And somewhere out there, the ones who killed Earth were going to learn something very quickly. Humans don't forget, and they never forgive. The Virex were not used to being afraid. They had ruled space for thousands of years. Their ships were fast. Their weapons were clean. Their wars were controlled. But this was not a war they understood. The USS Colossus moved like a ghost through the stars. No flags, no messages, just fire and silence. The Virex sent another fleet. They called it a strike force. In truth, it was a warning. Find the human ship. Capture it. End this madness before it spread. They found it near the ruins of a dead moon. Target is confirmed, said the Virex commander. Begin approach. The Colossus didn't run. It didn't hide. It waited. Captain Daniel Harper stood on the bridge, calm as ever. He watched the enemy ships come closer. Cara Bell looked at him. They want to talk. No, he said. They want to take us, or kill us. She didn't argue. She knew better. He turned to his crew. Weapons hot, helm ready. We hit hard, we hit fast. The Virex tried to hail them. A voice came over the comms. We are the Virex Dominion. Stand down and surrender. Harper didn't answer. Instead, he gave one word. Fire. The Colossus lit up the dark. Missiles roared from its sides. Lasers cut through space. The first Virex ship exploded before it could raise shields. The others reacted too late. The battle was short. Brutal. In under 5 minutes, half the Virex fleet was gone. Harper pulled back. His ship vanished into the black, leaving only smoke and wreckage behind. On the Virex command ship, the survivors stared at the screen. "They destroyed us," one officer whispered. "No," said the commander. "They punished us." Across the galaxy, the signal went out again. The humans are not just dangerous. They do not follow the rules. They do not stop. Fear took root. Some species began to close their borders. Others formed alliances. The message was clear. The humans were awake, and they were angry. Back on the Colossus, the crew watched the reports come in, alien news feeds. Messages, fear spreading like fire. A young officer looked at Kara. "We started something we can't stop." She looked at the stars. "I know," she said, "and we're just getting started." Harper sipped his coffee. Outside, the void watched. Cold, still, waiting. Across the stars, the name spread like fire. The humans were not just dangerous. They were not just fast or strong. They were something new, something terrifying. On trading worlds and quiet colonies, they whispered about the USS Colossus. Some said it was a ghost ship, floating through space with no home to return to. Others said its crew never slept, always watching, always hunting. They told stories. One said Captain Daniel Harper drank coffee while entire fleets burned. Another claimed his second-in-command, Kara Bell, had killed an alien diplomat with her. Bare hands. None of it was true. Mostly, Harper knew the stories were growing out of control. But he didn't stop them. He let them fly, let them scare the ones who might come after them. He watched as reports came in from distant systems. The Virex had stopped chasing them, for now. Other species had begun pulling back, building walls, in space hiding behind shields and treaties. Good. Fear was a weapon. And the Colossus had become a symbol of it. Kara stood beside him on the bridge. She looked tired. They all did. "We're becoming legends," she said. "Or monsters." Harper didn't answer right away. He stared at the screen showing enemy, movements, ships hiding behind planets, fleets waiting, watching. "They made us this way," he finally said. "We weren't looking for war. We were just trying to survive." She sighed. "But now they think we're something else." And they were right. The Colossus had started broadcasting messages, short, sharp warnings aimed at anyone who might try to stop them. "This is the last warning. Turn back. Or burn." Some ignored it. They didn't live long. Word got out that even pirates avoided their path, that smugglers changed routes when they heard the signal, that a single human ship had become more feared than whole alien armadas. Inside the ship, life went on. The crew trained, fixed what they could, watched the stars. They were not heroes. Not anymore. They were survivors. And somewhere out there, the ones who killed Earth were starting to feel the cold breath of revenge getting closer. Harper turned to Kara. "They should have left us alone," he said. She nodded. But they didn't. Outside, the void waited, dark, silent, and full of enemies who were starting to learn what it meant to make the wrong humans angry. The USS Colossus moved through space like a shadow, silent, watching, hunting. Captain Daniel Harper had followed the trail for months. Broken signals, hidden records, secret meetings with spies and outcasts. And now, he had it. The truth. He sat in the war room with Kara Bell and a few trusted officers. The screen in front of them showed a message, old, encrypted, barely readable, but they had broken it. "This is Commander Elias Cruz," the voice on the recording said. "If you're hearing this, Earth is already gone." The room went still. Harper leaned forward. His hands were tight on the table. "The attack wasn't random," Cruz continued. "It was planned by a group of alien powers. They called themselves the Concord." Kara frowned. "Never heard of them." "They don't want to be known," Harper said quietly. Cruz's voice kept going. They saw us coming, thought we were too fast, too dangerous, so they struck first. Said it was preemptive peace. As if that means anything. Harper's jaw tightened. They didn't just attack Earth, Cruz said. They erased it, wiped out everything, and they think they got away with it. The message ended. Silence filled the room. Then one of the officers spoke. So what do we do? Harper stood up slowly. His eyes were cold. We make them pay, he said. Kara looked at him. You know who they are now, but they're not just one enemy. They're a whole group. He nodded. Then we hit them all. Across the galaxy, the Concord met in secret. Their leaders, hidden in deep space stations, watched reports about the Colossus, about how it had destroyed Virex ships, how it had become a myth. Some laughed, others were afraid. One leader, a tall being with silver skin and no name, spoke. The humans are broken, he said. Earth is gone. They have nowhere to go, nothing left. Another disagreed. They are not broken. They are awake. Back on the Colossus, Harper walked the halls. He passed tired crew members, fighters, survivors. He stopped at a window and looked out at the stars. They thought we'd stop, he whispered. Thought we'd hide, run. Kara stood beside him. But we don't run, she said. No, he said. We hunt. Outside, the void waited. And somewhere far away, the ones who killed Earth were starting to realize their mistake. They had not just killed a planet. They had made an enemy of every last human left alive. And the Colossus was only the beginning. The war began not with a speech, but with fire. Captain Daniel Harper did not ask for peace. He did not send warnings or offer deals. He simply moved. The USS Colossus struck first. Its target was a hidden Concord station orbiting a dead world. No flags flew there, no names were known, but the data was clear. This was one of the places where the order to destroy Earth had been made. Harper gave the word. Missiles lit up the dark. Lasers cut through steel and stone. The station burned in silence. No survivors, back on the bridge. Carabelle watched the flames fade. One down, she said. Harper didn't answer. His face was hard, tired, angry. Many more to go. Across the galaxy, the message spread fast. The humans are coming. Some species tried to stop them. Fleets formed, shields rose, weapons aimed. They all failed. The Colossus fought like it had nothing to lose. Because it didn't. It hit supply lines, destroyed command posts, turned allies into enemies with one strike. And with every battle, the myth grew. A ship that never sleeps. A captain who drinks coffee while watching enemies die. A crew that laughs during firefights. None of it was quite true, but none of it was quite false either. Years passed. The war became legend. Some said Harper was dead. Others said he still flew through the stars, hunting those who killed Earth. Kara took over when he was gone, then someone else after her. It didn't matter who held the wheel. The ship kept moving. The mission never changed. Find them, fight them, end them. On the edge of space, far from what once was home, the Colossus drifted above a burning planet. Its hull was scarred, its engines worn, but it still flew. Harper stood on the bridge, older now, but still watching. He sipped his coffee, looked at the dying world below, then turned to Kara. They should have left us alone, he said. She nodded. They didn't. Outside, the stars stayed cold, silent, waiting. The war was never going to end. Not as long as one human still flew. Not as long as the Colossus still lived. And somewhere out there, someone would always remember. Brace yourself. A human warship is incoming, and destruction is coming.